home cash. The fuck?
Attention please. This is a test of the emergency automatic fire system.
It's kind of an interesting sort of shake-up that happened in the welterweight division with Shavkat not being able to fight Belal for the belt and Jack getting the shot.
Yeah.
How was that a source of any kind of frustration for you, or was there the knowledge that basically you knew you needed to be on this card?
I feel like I needed to be on this card, right? I think I spoke to the UFC because also I'd love to fight Belal in May for the rematch, but it would have been weird to take me off based on my home cash. The fuck?
Attention please. This is a test of the emergency automatic fire system. Please take no action.
I was about to run. What was that? I can't remember what I was saying.
I don't know. I'll move on to the next question. You've got Sean Brady now. Obviously, he came in relatively short notice. It's a change of opponent style, but it's not an unfamiliar style to the past opponent. So, how helpful in a way has that been that it isn't a complete departure from what you've prepared for before?
It's good. Like you said, it's a style that I've been preparing for the last 5 fights. You know what I mean? So it was easy to get all my ducks in line to finish off training camp. Basically, I think like 4 or 5 weeks.
An emergency situation has been identified. We request you evacuate the hotel using the nearest signed escape route.
So, Leon.
Yeah.
Nice smooth fight week so far. Everything going okay for you?
This is my fucking career. No, it's all good. It's all fun.
Short notice change over an opponent with Sean Brady. Familiar style, all the rest of it. But what does he bring that you think is slightly different to the likes of Colby, to the likes of Kamaru, in terms of the way he approaches his wrestling and the way that he works when the fight is on the mat?
I think it's pretty similar for the wrestling takedowns. He probably got more submission threats in it, as Usman and Colby's, and the Belal, the more like riding pressure kind of wrestlers. He's more, he'll go for stuff, you know what I mean, which gives more space to get up basically, or to re-attack. So if you've seen from the Burns fight, Burns was able to get up every time and re-attacks every time, you know what I mean, because he kind of creates scrambles. As the other guys are more like pressure wrestlers, I would say, probably.
I think you said in a previous interview that you've been told that this is a #1 contender fight. You've given assurances you've got the title fight if you win this.
For me, yeah, 100%. I feel like I'm still ranked #1 in the division. There's been no movement in the division since I last fought. I'll go out there, get a good performance against Sean, put him away, finish him. I feel like I put me right back in line to where I feel I belong, you know, and yeah, 100%.
Leon, you're quite a big guy for 170. Is there ever been a thought for you to go to 185?
That was my plan. Did film about a few times and move up. But I feel like for now, my dream obviously now is to regain my championship. Then from there, we go from there now.
And after your loss against Belal, I can imagine you prefer him to win the fight against GDM. Is that also your preference, or?
I don't care really who wins. I was feeling icing on the cake to take it back from Belal. But if JDM beats him, then it's JDM, right? There's not really, yeah.
Would you accept a #1 contender fight against Shavkat again after this fight, or are you like, okay, if I put on a great performance, I just need the title shot?
Yeah, I feel like I put on a good performance, go out there, put away Sean. That put me in place to go straight back in for the title.
What's it been like switching your mentality to being from being the hunter to the hunter?
It was easy, right? I feel like I was always the underdog. So I always felt like I was already there mentally. I feel like Saturday night is more for me, right? I want to go out there and put my right wrongs, and I know that I'm better than what Manchester was, you know what I mean? And it's more about going out there and just putting it right for me more than anybody else, you know what I mean? And just showing the world that if okay, I am, you know.
Cheers, man.
Leon, just over here. There's been a lot of back and forth between you and Belal. He said recently on Twitter that you're full of excuses and mentally weak. What's your take on that? What's your response?
The way Belal talks is like he went out there and like fucking knock me down and drop me and batter me for all around. Like, all he did was wrestle me, single leg me, pick me up, put me against the cage. He did no damage really. The thing ended the fight. From what he does in the cage, he's two different person. He talks like he's like Mike Tyson, but when he fights, he's not. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is.
And he said that he's picking Sean Brady, obviously, this weekend. But is it personal between you two?
Not really. It's not like him. I mean, I don't think it's. Wouldn't be friends outside the sport. I wouldn't know who he is. You know what I mean? So, no, not really.
And do you see Belal retaining the title in Montreal?
I don't know. If I put money on it, I'd probably go JDM.
We hear talks about Islam Makhachev going into your division. Do you think it's kind of disrespectful for him to think that he can beat you guys, or do you think he actually has a chance since you trained with him before?
No, I think everyone's trying to move up. Like I said, I'm trying to go to middleweight. Ilya's trying to go to lightweight. He's trying to go to welterweight. So, but that's the game, right? The game is the game, and if he wants to move up, then so be it. You know?
Thank you. Good luck.
Hey Leon, just a lighter-hearted one here. There's a clip going around online right now of a fan of yours. His name is Robert.
Yeah.
He was at UFC 304, and it was his birthday, and his brother, instead of getting a cameo from you, decided to troll him and get a cameo from Belal instead. So I'm just wondering if you have a birthday message.
Did he kill himself? See that? What's the name, Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday. Hopefully get to meet you one day.
You're 42 years of age, I think, now.
Everybody, tell me that I'm 42 years old now.
I apologise.
But I'm okay, I feel good. I feel ready. I'm excited because the division is excited, so I'm happy. A lot of things happen without me. Now it's time to remind fighters and people in the world the legendary Polish power. And this is my mission right now.
What do you make of Carlos Ulberg as a fighter and the style that he's going to bring to you on Saturday night?
He's a kickboxer, very good kickboxer, good left hand, very fast, good to move on the field. But I've got very big experience and I feel everything inside octagon. So it's another fighter who I have to beat, and that's it. With all respect to him, I have to be careful all the time. But I feel everything. So I also have some questions, and I'm gonna have answers in Saturday, and I'm waiting for that.
You have unfinished business with him, I would assume, given how that first fight with Magomed played out in Las Vegas. How strongly will you be calling for a title shot if you get a win, given how that first fight panned out?
Yeah, we've got unfinished business, but first of all, I've got business with Carlos. So focus about him, and after the fight, we can talk what gonna be next step.
Absalom for Karate Bushido. He said you still have the fire in you at 42 years of age. The record for the champion is detained by Randy Couture. He was 45 when he was a champion. Are you trying to beat that record?
Why not? We will see. I'm gonna feel. That was different times then. And now it's different time. I'm different fighter. So, but we will see. Maybe.
You're fighting Carlos Ulberg. We know he's a teammate of Israel Adesanya. Do you think you can use some of the fighting skill that you used against Adesanya against him?
I'm gonna use everything what I have to use. But I don't fight with Israel. I fight with Carlos, different fighter. But if I've got a lot of tools to use, and I'm gonna use everything.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
The Polish power is still there, and if so, can we?
Legendary Polish power is still inside me.
Can we get a prediction for the fight?
In my head, my visualization training is third round KO.
You've predicted that you were going to choke out Leon on Saturday. What is it you've seen from Leon previously that makes you confident of being able to do that?
It's not what I see in Leon, it's just what I see in myself. I think if you have a neck, I can choke you. Leon has a neck, so I'm going to try to choke him. Thank you, guys.
How excited were you to get an assignment here in London and to get to face someone like Nathaniel Wood?
I was really happy to hear the news and the name, and to know that I'm fighting in front of a crowd and not in the epics. So I was really happy, and it was Nathaniel. I know him, we know each other. We have a great history because of Cage Warrior. So he was the BT1 champion, I was the featherweight. I saw him succeed here in the UFC, and I know what he brings, what I bring. So yeah, exciting matchup. It's always big to fight in France for me because I don't have a lot of MMA fight here in France because it was not legal before when I started MMA, and then I was fighting in Cage Warrior, so all around Europe, but in France. So being able to really perform great for them, throw some crazy finish and bring all the excitement in the hardcore arena is always a pleasure, and I love the feeling. Like for me, it was almost like fighting outside of my country, fighting in France, because I never had this opportunity, and it's a so big arena, there's so much people. So yeah, I love it. Every time I came, I try to push on a really big show.
What sort of fight do you think we're gonna get between you and Nathaniel on Fight Night?
I think it will be a great war. 3 rounds really, because we are hard to finish. I am hard to finish. In MMA, nobody has been able to finish me. Nathaniel is hard to finish too. I always try to get finished, so either way I'm getting a finish or we're going to decision.
C'est bon, non. Je pose la question en français, je la traduis en anglais. I ask the question in French, I translate it. Tu dis que tu préfères avoir une foule à Paris, tu combats avec la foule avec toi, tu as une vraie connexion avec le public. Là, elle sera contre toi en termes de motivation. Qu'est-ce que tu préfères, entre guillemets, briller devant ton public ou mettre une clim à l'extérieur?
Doesn't change anything for me. It's like having the crowd with me or against me, if you pay attention for me, it can take something from you. I'm just focused on fighting. When I'm fighting in Paris in front of my crowd that are with me, the main thing that I try to think is not think about them. So it here will be the same, not think about the crowd, because otherwise you're not focused on the fight. So I don't care.
Arsenal MMA pour Karaté Bushido. T'as dit que tu expectes the finish. Souvent, les combattants peuvent trop se concentrer justement sur la win et ne pas obtenir, comme Taylor Lapillus, la reconnaissance pour le côté spectacle. Est-ce que toi tu mets plus l'accent sur le spectacle ou est-ce que tu mets plus l'accent sur le fait de gagner absolument les combats?
Non, ce qui est très important c'est de gagner ces combats, mais le mieux c'est de les gagner de façon spectaculaire, parce qu'on est dans un sport qui demande ça pour le public, pour même tout ce qui est à côté, ce que ça va apporter. Après, il ne faut pas trop se concentrer sur ça, sinon on peut avoir des désillusions en décision, si on va à la décision. Donc le plus important c'est quand même de gagner le combat et de maîtriser sa performance. Et si on maîtrise la performance, enfin moi en général quand je maîtrise le combat et la performance, il y a un finish.
Bonjour Morgan, Mehdi d'Actu MMA, ici à ta gauche.
Ouais.
On vous a souvent comparé avec ton adversaire Nathaniel Wood, vous êtes deux anciens champions du Cage Warrior, vous avez beaucoup de cœur dans vos combats, vous êtes tous les deux spectaculaires. La question que je voudrais te poser c'est qu'est-ce que tu as en plus de lui? Et lui à l'inverse, qu'est-ce qu'il pourrait avoir en plus de toi dans ce combat?
Qu'est-ce que j'ai en plus que lui? Je ne sais pas si l'un ou l'autre on a quelque chose de plus que l'autre. Je pense que tout va jouer vraiment sur qui aura le meilleur game plan, qui va avoir la meilleure approche du combat, qui sera le plus dedans, qui va être le plus incisif. Après je pense qu'à ce niveau il a beaucoup d'expérience. Moi aussi on a presque je pense le même genre d'expérience. Ça est un combat très serré sur le papier, donc je pense qu'on n'a rien en plus l'un que l'autre.
Ok, merci. Est-ce que j'ai vu dans une interview cette semaine à Noigny, tu disais que les fans français notamment attendaient toujours plus de toi. Tu partais à chaque fois comme outsider, même à l'UFC Paris, là cette fois tu es à l'UFC London. Est-ce que ça te met une certaine pression ça? Et est-ce que, j'avais une question, depuis que tu as signé à l'UFC, tu as déjà senti un manque de reconnaissance de la part du public français ou pas du tout?
Je sais pas si c'est à moi de répondre à ça, parce que forcément je vais peut-être pas être objectif en fonction de ce que je vois. Disons juste que je fais mon chemin et j'y fais pas trop attention en vrai de vrai à ce que le public pense de moi. Et je continue juste à marteler ce que je pense de moi et mon identité et ma façon de combattre, que ça plaise ou non, et puis on verra où ça va.
Merci beaucoup.
Yacine pour l'UFC Sport. On a vu ces dernières semaines et même pendant cette Fight Week que l'UFC t'a pas mal poussé sur ses réseaux sociaux. On a l'impression de l'extérieur que tu es bien apprécié de l'organisation. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose que toi tu as remarqué? Est-ce que ça te conforte dans ta situation actuelle et qu'est-ce que ça t'apporte de manière générale?
Je pense que j'ai quand même une certaine valeur à l'UFC, que j'ai pas été signé pour rien. Je suis sur 3 bonus. Il n'y a pas beaucoup de combattants en premier contrat qui font 3 bonus de suite. 2 gros finishes, un combat du mois, combat de la soirée. à Vegas, où j'étais aussi très bien placé sur la carte. Je fais le travail sur les réseaux sociaux, dans la cage. Avant, j'étais au Cage Warrior, j'ai été champion. Je pense qu'il y a surtout un manque de connaissance de ce que j'ai pu accomplir dans le MMA à l'international. Et l'UFC, ils savent ce que j'amène. Et donc, ils communiquent sur moi de la bonne façon, c'est tout. Comme ils me voient.
Tu penses qu'on devrait te voir différemment, ou du moins que les gens en France, justement, ne te voient pas suffisamment de cette manière?
Je pense qu'ils sont un peu biaisés par le record.